Okay, so this presentation changed a little bit of topic. So it's based on the experience of running an ownCloud service for the last 5 years, and let's start with it. So how many of you that are running an ownCloud service have you ever encountered a feature request from some user asking you to integrate some application in order to manipulate Markdown files, or images, or PDFs, or LibreOffice documents, or Office documents, or root files, scientific files, or Microsoft Visual files, or Python notebooks, or CAD designs, or Draw.io schemes, or being able to edit HTML from the browser, or edit LaTeX files, or opening videos from the web interface, or inspecting the contents of a zip or RAR archive, opening biological images, etc. And the list is growing. Every day, users are demanding more and more integration. So how to deal with this? So the first is, okay, let's go to the ownCloud marketplace and see if we can find an application that fulfills this role. If we don't find it, let's try the other marketplace. Let's try to go to the nextCloud marketplace. What happens if you don't find it in the nextCloud marketplace? So you just develop it. So in CERNBox, for example, we have developed some applications for viewing root files. So these are scientific files used by the experiment. We have developed also viewers for the IPython notebooks. And we have also created an Office 365 integration to manipulate Office files. So let's talk now about the application deployment and governance for this application. So usually, you are an ownCloud administrator and you are running your ownCloud service. You will start adding applications that connect to other services. And usually, depending on the organization, you will have different teams that are responsible for different services. For example, you can have a team in your organization that is responsible for running the mail service, for running the Office 365 suite, for running an images or video processing system, etc. And these teams have specific responsibilities. The problem is that as people demand more and more integrations, the connector, say the integration, has to be done on an ownCloud application. So what this means is that the team responsible for running ownCloud will get more and more responsibilities for running services that are not under their scope, is not their domain. So this approach is easy because it's very easy to add application to the ownCloud platform, but it has this problem, that the team responsible for one domain now is an expert on different domains. So another approach that we are testing with CERNBox is the following. So instead of developing applications, we develop services. And these services, now we push them to the provider. So these are companion servers that can run alongside the service provider, like close to, for example, Office 365s or others. So basically, the ownCloud team responsible for running ownCloud, they can focus on having the platform up and running and patches, etc., but doesn't have to worry about the integration, doesn't have to spend time learning about the new integration, etc. And this, I imagine in some future that we can have something like this. So you can register a new service, for example, in ownCloud, where you say, okay, I want that for the MIME type application Office, the viewing and manipulation of the files will be handled by this server. And this you can expand it to different MIME types, like for imaging, videos, etc. So with this approach, the business domains are under the governance of the respective teams. And the team that is running the ownCloud service can focus specifically on making the platform better rather than trying to maintain and integrate different applications. Of course, this doesn't fit everyone. This fits big deployments that run on-premise services. And this is just the beginning. So in the future from now, we will have not only like views for editing files, etc. We will have possibility, for example, for publishing from ownCloud, for example, for publishing scientific publication, for example, using a Zenodo service. We can also have a set of files that we want to preserve, so we can define it, for example, using the Rihanna service. We can also perform web analysis. So at CERN, we have the Swarm service to perform web analysis from the browser. So from CERNBox, we can open files into the Swarm, and Swarm will analyze the files, and at the end, the results of the analysis will be stored back on CERNBox. So it's an integrated environment. Also, we are also testing how we can integrate like a shared LaTeX editing functionality with Overleaf, and also, for example, with Rocket Chat. So as you can see, the sync and share platforms are not sync and share platforms anymore. They are really collaborative hubs. And there are already open source protocols, like for example, the WAPI protocol for manipulation and editing of, say, of files, for example. And currently, WAPI is used only for open office, like Office documents, and for Collabora is trying also to test with it, but can be open for any type of collaboration. And we have, in the last years, seen a paradigm shift that we are focusing on human efficiency rather than on machine performance. So how many of you, for example, use GoToMeeting for web-based video calls? Or how many of you, for example, take notes in the ownCloud platform? So I am one of them. And this is good because the time that takes to be productive is much more or less that you have to install dependencies in your laptop to start working. In a physics environment, this can take 2 weeks to really understand what are the dependencies needed to run your analysis. And I will do a shameless plug here. So I invite you to assist to the CS3 conference. So this is the 5th edition that we will run in Rome, where it's about cloud services for synchronization and sharing. So if you don't want to wait for the next great ownCloud conference next year, I invite you to mark this date into your agenda. Thank you very much.